Hi, my name is Jessica Cohn, and this is my WebQuest Exploring North America. The standard is written for a second grade classroom, focusing on social studies, specifically asking students to learn about the continent of North America and being able, towards the end of the WebQuest, to identify not only the countries, but also the major mountain ranges, rivers, oceans. This WebQuest will also take students through some basic map reading skills and will educate them on labeling too. I'm asking students in this WebQuest to think about the continent of North America where they live, not only asking whether or not they've ever been to see the ocean or even the Mississippi River, but to think about what the continent looks like from space, since that's how they will be creating their maps. And I think it will be a lot of fun as they move through the different tasks. The tasks themselves are written specifically for the standard. They will begin by learning some of the common vocabulary words, not just for maps, but also for the geography of North America. They will also complete a project that will help them understand basic map reading skills in general, and then at the very end they will be making a map of their own of North America. There's a number of different tasks associated with this WebQuest. I anticipate that it would take a second grade class several days to actually get through each one of these. So the first task is focusing on learning some new geography vocabulary. There is a PowerPoint presentation link that takes them into this document. It goes through map skills, and specifically this is the document that highlights some of the key vocabulary words, like location. I'll just show you some of the first ones here. Grid, landforms, and then North American landforms. The title, legend, the continents themselves. So this I found to be a very good PowerPoint presentation for vocabulary. The second task has them complete a worksheet. You can either pre-print the study packets for your students, or they can print one themselves. This is just a very basic worksheet on how to read a map. It's the Lakeside Campground. It includes a title up here and the key for the various elements of the map, but it has them do some basic steps in reading a map, not only labeling some of the directions on the compass rose, but coloring in some of the land and water, green and blue, which is the same as they will have to do on their own maps later on. So that is the map activity that is part of task number 2. Task number 3 is the creation of their own North American map, and this is where they have a number of different steps that they need to complete, and this is the one section that will probably take the longest for the students. They can print, or again from their study packet, they need to start with a blank map of North America. The map that's here is very plain, but kind of clearly outlines Canada, United States, and Mexico. And they can start with this image for their own maps. The steps have them walk through first learning about the different countries. So this link would take them to learn about the United States. And on this page, it does clearly show the map of North America. So it would help the students color in the actual countries on their map. So the United States is shown here in yellow. And then up at the top, just some basic information about the United States, the flag, capital, population, beautiful picture of San Francisco right there. So they would do the same for Canada and Mexico. Those all three go to the same website, but specific for the country. Next they would go and watch a quick YouTube video on the 5 highest mountains in North America. And then following that, they would go to this website, which would help them label the major mountain ranges in North America on their map. Followed by that is another quick little video about North American rivers. It just shows some nice clips of some of the major rivers, including the Colorado and Mississippi and the Rio Grande, so that students get an idea of what those rivers look like in their specific locations. The standard also asks students to label the Great Lakes on their map, so this website right here will actually show them all of the different lakes and what their names are. And then finally, this website will show them the oceans, the major oceans that are around North America, and on their map they would need to indicate the Pacific, Atlantic, Gulf of Mexico, and the Gulf of Alaska. The standard also asks that students know how to correctly label their map, so it would need to have a title at the top and also a legend that includes just a color key for lakes, rivers, and mountains. I did go ahead and throw in an extended learning opportunity. It would be 2 extra credit points in the rubric, which I'll show you in just a second, but asking students to label on their map with a dot the following major cities, and again there's another link here that will help them identify where these cities are in North America, but I thought that would be a good extended learning opportunity for some of our higher students. And then in terms of how the students are evaluated on this WebQuest, there's just a couple of different things. First, I'll be looking at their final map as the main grading point. So looking at labels for accuracy, neatness, and spelling, that they have included a map title, a legend and key, and that they've used appropriate use of color to distinguish the different features of their map. The conclusion just reiterates the different standards that they have been able to learn how to read a map, that they understand some of the geography and vocabulary words that are commonly used, and just that map reading skills are an important thing to have as they move forward as students. Thank you. And on the teacher page, I did include the 2 worksheets, the map reading worksheet and also the blank map of North America. And thank you.